The primary criticism about the crypto market from people who don't like cryptocurrency as an asset class is that there is too much inflation in the market as a whole, and therefore most will fail. And believe it or not, this may well be a good thing for a unique project like Vechain, and we're about to explore why that may be. But before we get into the main section of this video, remember that we have new content out daily, and that by subscribing you're automatically being entered into our monthly crypto giveaway every month from here on. So getting back to the point about there being hyperinflation in the cryptocurrency market, I actually agree with this point. There is a ridiculous level of inflation in cryptocurrency. I mean 8,000 plus projects and counting. And at face value this may seem like a huge problem, but actually I think that not only is this not really a problem at all, but it may well actually be a good thing for the likes of Vechain and other crypto projects which are actually useful in some tangible way. You see, there may be 10 or even 20 new cryptocurrencies being launched every day, but there's no reason as to why we have to pay attention to any of them. Vechain is a project with substantial proof of concept, partners including 2 governments and $16 billion revenue companies, and in addition to this they've got a fairly strong and reputable brand name in the blockchain space. And so simply by creating a number of new crypto projects every day, I don't really see what this has to do with Vechain. The idea is that because they are cryptocurrencies and Vechain is also a cryptocurrency, that they therefore must be very similar or the same. But inflation in the number of crypto projects in my view is nothing like inflation in a regular currency like the dollar. Because when printing more dollars, each dollar is exactly the same as every other dollar in circulation, and therefore there is a real dilution of the supply of dollars which leads to genuine inflation. And this can only happen because every US dollar printed has the same value as every other dollar which already exists, and can therefore be put into the circulating supply with ease. But when it comes to crypto projects, the 10 or 20 projects being launched daily are in no way similar to Vechain or any of the other substantial projects. I couldn't just make my own crypto project and then expect it to be treated like Vechain, as it's not the number of crypto projects which determines the value of each individual project. Actually, it's the partnerships and the value of the product and the value proposition and revenues and brand value and so on. And so I actually think that crypto projects in terms of their economic characteristics are more similar to individual businesses rather than individual currencies. And there are approximately 600,000 startups annually in the USA, but you'll never hear anybody talking about these startups in terms of inflation. You know, I've never heard somebody criticize Apple by saying that there were an average of about 1,000 new technology-based startups every month in the USA last year. And the reason is because it really doesn't matter whether there were 1,000 or even 10,000 startups on a monthly basis of businesses which could potentially compete with Apple, because what actually matters is Apple's revenue and net income and product innovation and again brand value. And frankly, none of these startups take any value away from Apple just by existing. And yes, I'm sure that some will grow and compete with Apple in some business areas, but competition is always to be fully expected in pretty much every industry, including crypto. And as a Vechain investor, I've never even for a minute thought that as Vechain's success increases that there won't be any competition. So as you can see, the number of projects in existence has no more effect on the value of individual projects than business startups have on the value of a restaurant or a shoe manufacturer or any other business. I even think that the more crypto projects there are being launched on a daily basis, the faster the market will become sick of these projects and tend toward an outcome where investors won't even consider any type of crypto project without some kind of proof of concept or partnership. And of course there are few projects, if any, with a better performance and track record than Vechain in terms of partnerships and real-world adoption. And so this really is huge for Vechain, and I think that this factor alone will do a lot of good for the value of Vechain and VET over the long term. Because just like in the stock market, a market which is a lot more mature than the crypto market, nobody will consider investing into a company which isn't proven, meaning that all of the attention and capital is concentrated on those companies with existing customers and revenue and not just promises and plans. And as this begins to happen in the crypto market, I believe that many of these projects will start to become defunct, and that the market signal will cause a huge reduction in the number of projects being launched and the number of investors willing to take a bet on projects which have no proof that they actually work or adoption. Right now, the only reason as to why many people are even betting on these smaller projects is because they are looking for the 100 to 1 or 1000 to 1 gains. But when a number of these projects begin to fail and investors are losing all or most of their money in these types of projects, the attention will turn toward Vechain, Cardano, Chainlink, and even Bitcoin and other projects which are proven. But then again, this is just my view and I could well be wrong. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe.